Hello, thank you for joining me. My name is Frances, and I'm an advisor in the Robert Mehrabian College of Engineering here at UC Santa Barbara. This presentation is designed for students who have already applied and been admitted to a UC EAP study abroad program. So that means we've already met, that you've determined if you're going fall, winter, spring, or summer. We've likely discussed whether or not you need major courses. We've found courses that meet those requirements, and we've discussed general education. So this video offers guidance and reminders for you as you continue in the pre-departure process. We'll talk about what to do while you are abroad and then what to do once you return as it specifically relates to engineering. So as far as registration for your courses abroad, please follow all UC EAP guidelines and instructions, as well as any instructions given from the host university. So sometimes students register for their classes several months before departure, and sometimes they register for classes once they arrive or finalize schedules once they arrive. And that information is dependent on your program. You should get some guidance from the EAP office about this. However, and this is important, please contact me in the College of Engineering if you find there are new courses available that need to be reviewed. So remember, we've done all of this prep work using schedules from the current term and really kind of a year in advance for most cases. And so when you get to look at the actual schedule of classes for the quarter that you are abroad, you may find that courses conflict or they're not offered. It's really important if the courses approved to substitute for specific major requirements are not offered, that you contact me as soon as possible so we can work to find an alternate course to meet the requirement. If you find some of your electives for the major are perhaps offered at the same time, hopefully we've done a bunch of work in advance and you have several alternatives to choose from. But if not, please reach out as soon as possible so that we can have additional courses reviewed by the faculty in your major department, or if it's a general education course, the college can review it. So again, while you are abroad, remember, please save all of your materials. Again, although you've done all the work in advance to try to line things up, once you return, you actually do have to petition to apply the credit to requirements, so do save your materials. Again, sometimes these syllabi are from the previous year, and so when the petition process happens, you'll need to provide your current syllabus. And remember, as long as what you present is relatively similar to what we reviewed and in the application process, there should be no surprises. But sometimes, especially when it comes to GE, there may have been limited information, and we may need the actual syllabus. So that's again why you need to save everything. Another thing is, if you are taking major courses while you are abroad, that you will be registering during fall, winter, spring, rather, you will be registering for the next quarter while you are still abroad. So if you are enrolled in courses that are sequential or that are a prerequisite to the next course in the next term, Gold isn't going to know that you are enrolled in that class abroad. And so you will want to make sure that you contact your major department advisor before your pass time begins so that you can get clearance. So they'll either clear you on the back end in Gold, or they may send you an ad code to join the class. That can vary by department. But again, prior to pass time starting, you need to contact the department advisor in your major. All right, so moving on, you are having a great time, you're abroad, you're saving your materials, you've remembered to register for UCSB for your return. So what happens to your grades after the fact? So the host institution will assign grades based on the local system. Sometimes it's a numerical grading system. Those grades will be sent to the central UC EAP office for all UC campuses, and that's where they will be converted to the US grading system. A UC course number will be assigned and a UC course name, and sometimes that's an abbreviation of what the title is abroad. These grades will be viewable to you as soon as EAP has finished with them in your UC EAP portal, but they are not finalized until that office submits the grades to the UC Santa Barbara office of the registrar. So the registrar will put those grades and those units in Gold. Now, you cannot initiate the petition process here at UCSB until those units actually show up in Gold. The release of grades can be pretty quick for some countries, and others take quite a long time. And I'm sure EAP will talk to you about this, but again, it can take a little bit before units actually show up in Gold. Once they do, remember it's your responsibility to reach out to your major department to petition to apply those courses to your major requirements, if that's applicable. Some of the departments might require you to fill out a form. Some might just ask you to send in an email. That again will depend on your department, but do hang on to your materials in case you need them. Once you file the request, the department will file an electronic petition, and that's how the courses actually show up in the requirements in your UCSB progress check. If you took any courses for general education while you were abroad, you will file a petition for a GE substitution in the Student Success Hub Petitions tab. So this, I've linked this, access to this on our COE Study Abroad site. You can see it's here. It's all the way down at the bottom under I've Gone Abroad, Now What? Again, it will take a little while for grades to show up, and it is your responsibility to submit the petition, so don't forget to do that. If you have any questions about the process while you're abroad or once you get back, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email address is on our website as well as my booking link. If it's a quick question, an email is fine. If you have lots of questions, then I recommend an email. It can be over Zoom, especially if you're abroad. We thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful time while you're abroad. We always remind you to take lots of photos, including a photo of yourself wearing your UCSB engineering gear while you are out and about. Take good care of yourself, Gauchos.